Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. So if you've been staring at an absolute mountain of study material and, let's be honest, maybe regretting a few life choices right about now, wondering what on earth is actually going to be tested, well, you're in the exact right place. Because we are going to crack the code. You want to know exactly what's on that entrepreneurship exam? We are going to decode the hidden patterns and figure out exactly what your business professors consider absolutely critical knowledge. By the end of our time together today, you won't just be studying hard, you'll be studying smart. We're going to focus only on the concepts that practically guarantee you high marks. And look, to do this, we didn't just take a wild guess. We've analyzed a massive volume of source material. We're talking 8 full semesters of BCOS 185 exam papers, going all the way from June 2022 through December 2025. We literally did all the heavy lifting for you. We hunted down those repeating questions and recurring themes, which is going to save you hundreds of hours of completely overwhelming study time. Based on all that analysis, here are the 4 academic pillars you absolutely need to master. Mindset and theories, building the business blueprint, the Indian entrepreneurial ecosystem, and family business dynamics. All right, let's jump right into section 1, mindset and theories, decoding the entrepreneurial DNA. Okay, so examiners are practically obsessed with one specific debate. You'll see this quote everywhere. Entrepreneurs are made, not born. This exact phrase shows up in multiple papers, especially in that June 2025 exam. When you see this pop up, they really want you to actively argue that entrepreneurship isn't just some genetic lottery. A winning answer here needs to focus on how external environments, active learning, and distinct behavioral competencies literally forge a founder over time. It's a learned skill, not just a born trait. And hey, when they ask you about the origins of entrepreneurial theories, which they explicitly did back in the June 2022 paper, you absolutely have to commit these 5 core disciplines to memory: economics, psychology, sociology, anthropology, and management. But here's the trick. Don't just list them out. Connect them. Explain that an entrepreneur needs economics to figure out the market, psychology to manage their own mindset, sociology and anthropology to really grasp cultural needs, and of course, management skills to actually execute the whole vision. Moving right along to section 2, building the business blueprint, from idea to execution. Now, understanding this sequential flow is absolutely crucial because the elements of a business plan are pretty much a guaranteed exam question. It all starts with step 1, idea generation. Here, they're often looking for specific brainstorming techniques. Then comes step 2, feasibility analysis, which, by the way, is a massive favorite for the short note section. Step 3 is drafting the actual business or marketing plan. And finally, step 4, the detailed project report, or DPR. You can kind of think of the DPR as this ultimate, microscopic roadmap of a business that you'd use to secure bank loans. They love testing this for those big 20-mark essay answers, so make sure you really nail this sequence. Okay, listen up, because here's a huge trap that students fall into year after year. When asked about the resources needed for a new enterprise, almost everyone immediately just lists short-term and long-term financial capital. But professors absolutely love asking about the non-financial resources. They specifically want you to highlight human resources, distinct competencies, and mentorship. Actually, the December 2022 paper explicitly asked for the characteristics of a good mentor. So, definitely talk about securing the bag, but do not ignore the non-financial side of the blueprint. It's a total game changer for your grade. All right, on to section 3, the Indian entrepreneurial ecosystem, navigating the macro environment. First things first, you really need to know this exact definition. An entrepreneurial ecosystem is the interacting cultural, social, and economic elements that support and influence the creation and growth of new ventures. Multiple past papers, we're talking December 2023, June 2024, they ask you to define this exact term and list its determinants. Memorize this one word for word, honestly, because it basically sets a stage for everything else in this pillar. Now, I want you to burn this number into your memory, 2006. This is the year that marks the introduction of the MSME Act. That stands for Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development Act. And let me tell you, this is an absolute favorite topic for examiners. In super simple terms, this act is basically the legal backbone that protects small businesses and helps them get credit. Whether it shows up as a dedicated 20-mark question or just a targeted short note, you have to know its salient features. So whenever you see the year 2006, immediately think MSME. And right alongside that MSMED Act, examiners consistently pull from a very specific pool of government initiatives for those short note sections. You need to be ready to write a concise little summary about the Startup India initiative, the Mudra Yojana, which is the one that provides microcredit to non-corporate businesses, and KVIC, which is the Khadi and Village Industries Commission. If you have a solid, well-rehearsed paragraph prepared that details the core objective of each of these, you're going to absolutely breeze through the final section of your exam.
And that brings us to Section 4, Family Business Dynamics, Systems Theory, and Resolution.
Let's talk about the reality of family enterprises for a second. Conflict is a natural part of a business. This exact quote anchors recurring exam questions, and it showed up almost word for word in both 2022 and 2025. When examiners use this quote, they want you to dive straight into systems theory. You've got to explain how the three distinct circles of a family business, so that's the family system, the ownership system, and the business system itself, how they inevitably overlap and create internal friction. Which, of course, leads to the inevitable follow-up question: how can these conflicts actually be managed? Here, examiners are prompting you to actively engage in problem solving. They don't just want you to say, hey, family business conflict exists. They want you to outline specific conflict resolution strategies. So mentioning tools like drafting a formal family constitution or setting up a dedicated family council, that proves to the grader that you truly understand the governance structures required to keep an Indian family business functional across multiple generations. Finally, Section 5, your final study strategy, putting it all together. We have covered a lot of really crucial ground today, extracting the exact patterns from years of past papers. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative, exact question pulled directly from the June 2023 paper. Which theory is best suitable for entrepreneurship development in India? I really want you to think deeply about this. Does the economic theory fit best, or maybe the sociological one? Try to synthesize the multidisciplinary theories, the local ecosystem, and the Indian family context we just talked about to formulate your own unique answer. If you can do that, you are perfectly equipped to walk in there and absolutely ace this exam. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and seriously, best of luck with your studying.